In our final minutes of the line this week, we're putting these guys on the clock. Each of you have 15 seconds, around there, to respond to news stories from the week. Ted Cruz, a Republican senator from Texas, as you know, announced that he's running for president in 2016. Do you think this will get people talking again about the national potential of our governor, Susana Martinez, who's also been called a rising star, Stephen Spitz in the party? Do you think that's a ticket that could happen?
You know, I've been accused of lacking imagination. I'm going to prove it.
I would never say that.
I can't imagine Ted Cruz. I mean, he's the smartest guy in any room he goes into. First in his class at Princeton, Harvard Law.
That's right.
But he's polling at 4%. He's angered Hispanics with his anti-immigrant, anti-Obamacare position.
Right.
I just can't see it.
Yeah, exactly. Is there enough room, oxygen left with Ted Cruz?
Well, I don't know, though. I think that Ted Cruz and Susana Martinez have a lot of common ground.
Okay.
And that if their plan is to try to reach out to people that see things their way, Ted Cruz is identified strongly with the Tea Party.
Right.
I don't think you see Martinez quite using those words, but certainly their stances on topics like immigration, women's rights.
That's true, too. Exactly. Antoinette, what do you think of this one?
You know, it actually made me kind of sad because a mentor of mine years and years ago said to me, to advance in the mainstream world, you have to turn on your own. If you want to do that.
Ouch.
And I remember saying very clearly to that person, that price is too high.
Yeah.
And so I look at this and I think, this is really sad.
There you go. Tom, I'm going to hold you on that one, give you first in the next one. I'm sorry, a little short on time. We learned that this week that Amtrak, how exciting, will keep its route through New Mexico. The future of the route wasn't guaranteed, but small communities rely on that train to bring visitors to town during the summer. Now, is keeping Amtrak here worth the investment? I have to confess, I love that Super Chief train out to Los Angeles. I think it's a great Amtrak ride. I really like it. It would be terrible if it left here. But
yeah, I've taken the Southwest Chief up to Chicago, and totally loved it. And I think it's a great economic engine. I think it's much greater than Philmont Scout Ranch, and I'm sorry to see that that's the only thing. Oh, we got to do it for Philmont. Right. Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons. But anyway, I think it's a good thing. Big challenge now is being able to fund the repair of the tracks.
Yeah, there you go. Good point there.
No, I agree. I think it's great, and I was happy to see it.
Yeah, remember Marty Chavez was fought so hard back when to keep it here too, as a matter of fact?
It's absolutely worth it to keep this transportation infrastructure robust and to have options that are available to everyone. And I think it is very important in northern New Mexico. That Lamy train station is a special place to us in Santa Fe County.
That's right. That Southwest Chief to LA, by the way, not to be in general terms, these are not vacationers going to Malibu. It's an important way to get from point A to point B if you've got limited money to work with. That's the important part of that train.
Absolutely. Yeah, I just want to mention, on the main part of the show, I said the governor had some hostility to federal funding. This is a perfect example because, excuse me.
That's okay.
What she did was she opposed seeking a grant to upgrade those tracks. And the reason, get this, the reason Amtrak runs on those tracks, and she doesn't think Amtrak should be subsidized.
Interesting.
That, to me, is not a good reason.
It's a great ride. Love that train. Now, a parent in the Rio Rancho School District recently tried to have a graphic novel removed from the school library. She said it contained inappropriate sexual content, but a committee in the district voted to keep the book. Now, let me start with you, Antoinette, on this one. That story was so interesting that came out a couple of months back. Do you think that's the right way to go here, that last bit there? That was the right call?
I think they made absolutely the right call. Yeah. What's interesting to me is that there's a whole Latin American heritage of this kind of novel. And it's even been used to educate people about healthcare, about AIDS, this kind of thing. Yeah. And so I haven't read it, but I think it is a great educational tool for certain groups, and I think they made the absolute right decision.
Tom Garrity, what do you think?
I haven't heard the same kind of review. I haven't read it either. I think there are some books that are appropriate for certain age groups, and the fact that this book hadn't even been checked out but maybe once or twice shows that, well, now, of course, it's probably on a wait list.
That's right, exactly. Julianne Grimm, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I looked through some of the pages of the book, and what I see there is not any different than what you're seeing on, network television these days. So I do think it's it's important, it's relevant that teens are exposed to this kind of thing in art, in literature, and we're naive to think that they're not experiencing that in their own lives in a very prominent way.
That's a very good point. There's reaction, there's overreaction, there's correction. There's a lot of ways these things, the pendulum kind of swings, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I have sympathy for the complainant because I'm sure those are deeply held moral views that she has. But they're minority views, and really we have to it's the general standards of the community that have to really govern.
Versus
I think
one-
Julianne's
Yeah.
right about her view of it. I think, as far as I can tell from the reviews, etc., there's nothing really untoward about this book.
There you go. Thank you all for being here. Good stuff tonight. I'm Gene Grant. If you want to learn more about the issues you heard about on this week's show, visit us online at newmexicoinfocus.org. You can also contact us through the website to tell us about the issues you'd like to see us cover here in the future. And as always, we appreciate your time and your effort to stay informed and engaged, and we'll see you next week in Focus.